Vicom Infinity is a IBM Premier Business Partner. We are located in the New York City area. We have offices on Long Island and in One Penn Plaza right next door to Madison Square Garden. And what we do is we are a reseller of IBM hardware, which includes the mainframe, power, and x86 systems. We also have IBM storage, disk and tape subsystems, and quite a bit of the IBM software portfolio. And we've also built a very deep bench of technical skills to help customers architect, design, and implement anything that we sell to them, and help them and provide them with consultative services and things like that. One of the other areas that we have been exploring and becoming more involved with in the marketplace is this whole concept of managed service providers. MSPs is the terminology. And these are companies that provide cloud services to their customers. And one day we were fortunate enough to meet a company by the name of Radixx. They are located in Orlando, Florida, and they provide services for airlines in the way of data services and other kinds of cloud services. And a fine gentleman there, the CEO, Mr. Ron Perry, asked us to spend some time with him when he heard about what the IBM Z Systems mainframe had to offer in comparison to the kind of servers that he had installed. And during the conversation, we found that Ron had been an individual that really believed in distributed server systems and really didn't quite like considering mainframes because his connotation and understanding of them had been that they were expensive and only for maybe very large customers, and distributed was really the way to go. Well, after many nice conversations, as I said, Ron's a gentleman and he was very open in listening to what had to be said. I said, Ron, things have changed a lot with the mainframe since you might have learned about them in your past. So being the open-minded fellow he is, he listened to it, and one thing led to another, and in about 15 days from the time we started the conversation to the time he decided to get one, we were able to accommodate a study for him that showed him that about 172 x86 type cores could be consolidated down to only 9 or 10 integrated facilities for Linux, or that's what the mainframe calls their cores. And it made a significant difference with their costs of operations and their ability to really streamline and differentiate themselves with their competitors who are still only staying on x86, and now give the qualities of service that the Z Systems provides in the area of reliability, availability, security, and so he decided to pull the trigger. The System Z, which is now being called the Z Systems, really has differentiated itself quite well. I have been with us for my entire career, where I spent 30 years with IBM and the last 7 years with Vicom Infinity as our CTO. And I'm more convinced than ever that especially the new system Z13 really has been designed and developed from the ground up for cloud, analytics, and mobile, and security, and social media better than anything else that's out there. And because it now gives the same quality of service that was only available to the traditional type workloads that have been on the mainframe now for these kinds of workloads. And with that being the case, the other architectures that and alternatives just can't hold a candle to the Z system. Financial institutions are probably the biggest users of the System Z's systems, and the reason why is because of all these things of qualities of service. They have such, and due to the Security Exchange Commission and the federal regulations that they have upon them, and the compliance that they have to follow for security, the mainframes are about the only thing that can really provide in a very cost-effective manner what they need to do. So I bet you over 95 to 97% of the financial institutions in the world have mainframe systems installed. The very few that don't, I'd have a hard time finding those very few everywhere I go, which is I spent most of my career when I was at IBM and still today talking with the financial institutions. When I started, I was a system engineer and I supported them, and as my career grew into higher levels of the company, so did those folks that I supported. They got into the C-level jobs that many of them are in today, and they wouldn't have it any other way. That's all you see in the financial arena. And it spills over into other industries too: insurance, retail, transportation, wholesale, packaging companies. You know, those like United Parcel Service, which we all know in the United States, very big mainframe database systems because of all these things that the Z is designed to do. My feeling about the managed service providers, I have to admit, I'm not as experienced as many others are in the MSP marketplace, but for the last, it's going on now 2 years, and from what I've learned so far, boy, the System Z is just tailor-made for the MSPs. The amount of applications and virtual types of servers that they need to provide, and on demand, and always being on and available, and can't afford any kind of downtime. The protection of the data they have to provide to their clients as an MSP, to me, I just couldn't see it being any other choice. One of the luxuries I had in my career was I was on a Linux team at IBM, and it was across all the servers. I was always a mainframe person, but I had to learn the other architectures like RISC and x86 because Linux ran across all of them. And that was a very good education for me to see. And from everything that I learned from that position, I was further reinforced what I believed, only now with real practical experience, that still everything else in the world is a subset of the System Z.